So, hello, fellow Earthlings. This is Earthling 6455463728. And you don't need a special idea to start a business. You need a multitude of ideas to start a business. And this is something that I think a lot of people who are starting out, they don't understand. And let's get into it in a moment. Let's make this as quick as possible. I'm Earthling, yada yada yada. I've traveled to a number of places like the Czech Republic, Japan, Caracas, Venezuela, the Grand Canyon, Monaco, stuff like that. I've gained and lost about 85 pounds, and I've quit smoking. I have an ex-army reservist, and yeah, that's it for me today. So I was talking to one of my cousins the other day, a younger cousin, much younger, and like a lot of us think when we're younger, we think, hey, I have a great idea for a business and it's so special and I can't tell anybody because they might steal my idea, and 30 years later I'm going to be so regretful that I let them hear my idea. There's this idea that your unique, special idea, your special take on a particular problem that people have, or form of entertainment or something, that is what really is going to take you somewhere. You have to be original. That's the idea. And I guess that is to an extent exemplified in first mover advantage. If you do business, that's one of the things that you hear. If you're the first mover in an industry, you have a certain amount of advantage because as yet you don't have competitors. And you have, if it's a special market, a niche market, then yeah, it's just you. You are the one and only. If anybody is interested in this particular service or good, then you're the person that they have to come to. But even with this idea of first mover advantage, you're going to encounter a lot of problems. And in order to fix those problems, in order to solve those problems, you're going to need a heck of a lot more ideas. And I guess this can be expressed with the idea that there's such a thing as a second mover advantage, wherein you've seen what the problems of the original person who presented the good or service, you've seen the problems that they've gone through. You see where they are failing and where they need to strengthen themselves and their business, and you can come up with more solutions that can make your business better as a second business. And it's not about originality in that case. It's about all of the other ideas that you need to be able to come up with as fast as problems arise. And of course, a lot of us, we have ideas for businesses that we think, oh, this is going to be really good and that's going to be really good. But we never strike. We never get started because we're thinking that, okay, I don't have everything that I need together in one spot. I don't have all the resources. I don't have all the skills. I don't have all the help and the people to get going. And yeah, there you can see that it isn't about this one special idea that you have that's going to, I saw an ad once, and the guy was kind of straightforward, wherein that he says, your idea means nothing. Your idea literally means nothing, because having an idea to execute a business or a service, you still have to go through the whole. You have to create the business, you have to set up infrastructure, you have to get clients, you probably need to have a website made, You probably need, accountants. You need marketing. There are so many different things that need to be executed well, especially if your thing is unique. Some of the problems that you're going to have, yes, other people would have had similar problems, and you can, they're not very original or interesting things that need to be surmounted, for example. But I'll give you an example: cutting glass. Somebody wanted me to do a program to figure out how to charge people for cutting glass, because they would cut the glass not just in straight sections, as in to decide based on the area of the glass that was provided to the person. The idea is that I suppose that there could be intricate cuts that needed to be made, and you had to figure out how it is that you would charge based on the complexity or the intricacy of cutting glass. And in the end, the person, they didn't want something custom. They just wanted something that they could buy, I suppose, because they realized that, hey, it's going to be a little bit expensive if they get something original. The problem with it is that I don't think that is exactly what they needed, because they obviously had been in business for a long time, and they had this issue where it was hard to determine how to charge their clients based on the glass that they were cutting. It's not just the weight, I suppose. It's not just the thickness of the glass. Like I said, maybe there was some complexity in the way that the glass was going to be cut. And you're not going to find that in a standard package, and they probably already know that because they've been in business for a while, and people would either have approached them or they would have gone through the process of considering different software packages for themselves. But because they didn't want to spend the money, that was the last that I had any contact with them, when they just said, oh, well, I just need something off the shelf. Well, then you didn't need to call me. But I think that a lot of us, while we have this idea that, I have this idea, can't let anybody steal this idea from me, or that guy stole my idea, that guy took this thing that I was, like, I don't know, potato chips in the shape of a doll that you wanted to sell. Somebody took my idea. Well, you probably should have tried to make those potato chips on your own, the way that some of these people make stuff in their bathtub or in their garage or whatever. And you would quickly see that two people could be doing the exact same business. One might be successful and the other one won't be. And both of them have the same idea. They start off with the exact same idea. One person knows how to execute. They know how to be diligent and disciplined. They know how to give up when something is beyond them or beyond the capabilities that they have. And I think that a lot of us, we understand that it's more than that one special idea that we think that we have that's going to make us rich and change the world. And that's why we don't start. Because it's funny enough, because there are a lot of people who do start, and some of them are successful. And when you listen to what they say, not just in business, maybe in terms of science or studying or whatever, when they're successful, some of them turn around and say, if I had known how hard this was going to be, I probably would never have started. So it helps to have a certain amount of ignorance, I suppose, and simply not understand that things are a lot harder than your one original idea. And there are so many people and so many companies, that have they've gone into the same industry as another business and superseded them. Like, as far as I know, Google was not the first search engine, but they knew how to actually execute better than anybody else. As a matter of fact, I don't even think that Microsoft Office necessarily was the first productivity software suite. As far as I know, maybe there was stuff like ClarisWorks. There was stuff like what is the name of some of these things? There was the Corel suite as well. There are a lot of different suites that were out there, and Microsoft Office was just one of them. As for respect to internet browsers, Internet Explorer was not the first browser. But here, a lot of people use Google Chrome, and on and on and on. What is it saying? You build a better mousetrap and the world will beat a path to your door? Well, no. The world will not beat a path to your door, because the world has to find out that you exist. I don't know, maybe trying to find the Fountain of Youth. If people think they know about the Fountain of Youth or El Dorado, I guess they will all come trying to get to it. But they first have to hear about it. So you still have to do some kind of marketing. And it can't be just a little bit better than the other mousetrap that anybody could buy very easily. It has to be some kind of amazing, magical mousetrap. Otherwise, they are not going to come to you. You know what I mean? If somebody has to know about it and that person has to be connected, yeah, at the end of the day, that's what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of us who feel that we have this world-stopping thing, this idea, and you don't need, or you need more than just the one idea. You need many, many, many ideas to figure out all of the problems that come when you're trying to make a money-making machine, a business. That's what a business is at the end of the day, right? A way to make money. And I think, like I was saying, we know how much trouble it is to start a business. If not explicitly, we implicitly understand how many different issues that are there. But we all still think that our idea, we can't tell anybody. No, tell people. Tell people about your idea. And if they can help you, that would be great. Because you know what? If someone steals your idea, it's not really a big deal. If they steal your idea, because they would have to also steal your execution as well to be successful. Well, if it's a good execution, in which case though you would already have first mover advantage, and if they're just as good as you, then why or is anybody going to switch? So I wouldn't worry about anybody stealing your ideas and becoming the next Bing. Because even if they have the capability to do exactly what you're doing, or something very, very close, there's Google and there's Bing. And Bing is made from Microsoft, which is the operating system that most people use on the desktop anyway. So there's that. Anyway, this might not be one of the most interesting pieces that I've ever done. But yeah, feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, any of those things. And give feedback the way that you would want someone to give feedback for something that you've done. Have a good one. Peace.